Hello and welcome to the Petticoated Swashbuckler. My name is Maren and today it's time to look at what we've done in 2024 and what we will be doing in the next year to come. So 2024 is at an end and I thought, it'd be a good idea to look back, see what I've been doing for the last 12 months, talk a little bit about what I hope to be doing in the next 12 months, share a little bit of my plans with you. So this won't be a very long video, and if you don't want the talking, you just want the sewing, then come back in a couple of weeks and we'll be right back to sewing. But if you want to stay around, that's cool. So first, let's talk about 2024. I started the year with a big project, recreating a Tudor outfit for Anne Boleyn. I didn't base this off of any portrait. If anything, I based it off of a portrait of Henry VIII, which is not very feminist of me, but it does look great. And I went through, over the course of several months, I made a shift, I made a kirtle, I made a gown, I made fur sleeves for that gown, I made some stockings, I made some caps, I made a French hood, and I'm just so happy with how this turned out. I had so much fun researching it and learning about the period. It's a completely new period for me. I had so much fun learning more about the wives of Henry VIII, and especially Anne Boleyn, but the other five as well. And I just love wearing the outfit. It's so cool. It is also so heavy and so very warm, and I wore it in June when it was sweltering hot. And you make these kind of outfits and then it makes sense when people talk about the 1500s being during the Little Ice Age, because it's an outfit for when you're really cold. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Next up, I made some outfits for an 1830s servant. Because of the heat, because I made this in spring and then I wore it in May, but by the time we reached May, I didn't really, it was so warm. We've had a very, very warm, early summer in Norway. May was a very hot month this year. So I didn't really get to wear the bedgown a lot due to the heat. I did, however, wear the yellow gown a lot. And I have worn it on several occasions later, and I really love it. I'm so happy with it. It's perfect. It's not too fancy. It's very comfortable. I can wear them with stays. I can wear it without stays. Yeah, I'm super chuffed. Super pleased with that one. Then I had a couple of smaller projects over the course of the summer. I made a baptismal gown for my niece, and I made some 1960s dresses. The baptismal gown project was super interesting. It was a great opportunity to look into baby clothes and the history of baby clothes, and I feel like I learned a lot about that. I also have made, I do sometimes sew stuff that I'm not filming and showing off to you, and I have made a lot of baby clothes for my niece this year, and it's really interesting for me to see the difference between how baby clothes were thought of and made 100, 200, 300 years ago, where it was all about swaddling the baby, keeping it warm, keeping it keeping the body straight so that the spine could grow straight, and today it's all about being, it's jersey fabrics and everything's very elastic and everything's very comfy, and it's still about being warm but also not too warm and not too constricted. So that's been a very interesting thing to look into. I also had a great fun, I had several great funs actually with the 1960s dresses. I felt very cool in them, even though they are eye-watering in their shapes and colours. Some of them I've actually worn several times. I'm very happy with them. And then came my big medieval project, which was a dream come true. I've thought about this project for many years, actually. I think I started kind of thinking about it in 2019, so that's 5 years ago. And this year I finally got to do it, which I was super excited about. Outfits from the Viking Age through to the Elizabethan Age, and I have outfits from all of those ages now, and it's great, and I've learned so much. And it's every month, every week, it's been a new era to research, new clothes to understand. I've made everything from big gowns to little accessory pieces. Yeah, it's been a lot of research, a lot of sewing, a lot of fun. I was also really happy when it was done because so much work. But yeah, so I'm really, really happy to have been able to do that, and to finish it all off with like a big medieval feast just felt very right. So yeah, I'm very, very, very pleased with that. Very happy. As to my kind of uploading schedule, I've tried to upload every 2 weeks. I sometimes there have been longer gaps than a fortnight between each video. Sometimes it's been shorter gaps. That's because life happens. I'm very happy with once every fortnight kind of schedule. I don't think I'll be able to upload every week because this is not my day job. You know, I do have a day job. I actually have a new job. I got started there this summer. I am now working at the Follo Museum in Drøbak in Norway. So if you're ever in Norway, pop by and visit me there. But, you know, so this is something I do all my sewing on evenings and weekends and holidays, and I don't, with my full-time job, I don't think I will ever be able to sew enough that I will have content to upload every week. It also takes me, you know, a little bit to edit and stuff. So I'm very happy with a fortnightly. As long as you're all right with me sometimes not being on schedule. In addition to my new job, I also had a very, very busy autumn where I suddenly had both an apartment to empty and sell. Not the apartment I'm in right now, but the apartment I used to live in. And that was a lot of work. At the same time, my car broke down, so I had to spend a lot of time and effort and money. Not that much money in the end, luckily, but still a lot of money worries to kind of get my car fixed. So yeah, it's just been, October was very, very busy. So sometimes it will take longer than 2 weeks. Sometimes it might take shorter than 2 weeks, but on average, twice monthly, I think that's what we're going for. What then for the year to come? I will continue my fortnightly schedule. I will continue with ridiculously ambitious projects. Some of those ridiculously ambitious projects are already kind of underway because I am planning to attend 2 balls this winter and spring. So I need to sew for that. The first one is Oslo Opera Ball. That's in the start of February. So really very close. It's coming up very, very soon. And that's going to be fun. I have, like I said, very ambitious projects for that. I'm not going to say too much about it because there's a big video about that coming up in about 2 weeks. And but all I can say is it's going to be grand, it's going to be royal, it's going to be over the top, and it's going to be fun. Then comes the Victorian Ball in Bath in May. I have tickets for it. I'm ready mentally, not sewing-wise. So I will take you along on that. We will make some ball gown for that. Some pretty late 1860s, early 1870s attire for that. And then after that, who knows? I do have some vague ideas. I am interested in getting into more into some medieval shoemaking because I now have all of these lovely medieval outfits and I don't have any shoes for them really. But I also have some other ideas kind of swimming around in my head. And maybe you have some ideas too. I mean, I might not follow all your ideas and recommendations, but I'm very interested in listening to them. So if you have anything that you think, yeah, you should do that, tell me, let me know. I'd be excited to know. So that's my year in review and my plans for the next year. I hope you want to follow along. Thank you so much for sticking around with me this year. It's been lovely, and I hope you've had a really good end to 2024, and I hope you will all have a very, very good 2025. I am so grateful that you're here, and I am excited to see you again in the next year. So until then, bye.